Hey everybody, we're live. You should see and hear me. I have a light posted up at top of my monitor, but you should be able to see and hear me okay. Let's talk about number one. We're going to do this too. This is sort of an ask me anything type of thing. Okay, so we should be streaming from YouTube and Facebook right now. So if you would test that out for me, in the comments. Just type anything. And if you're on YouTube, I should see it if you're on Facebook. But let's talk about why certain offers don't. And while you're doing that, also, if somebody would type in chilesemail.com, we had sales come through yesterday, which was really cool. Chilesemail.com. If you're wanting to do this in a much faster, easier way to install social media messages and emails that convert into your campaigns, then go to chilesemail.com. If somebody wants to type that into the comments for me, I'd greatly appreciate it. So you should see this on Facebook and YouTube, but let's get into it. All right, so why are most offers not converting? Okay, and by offer I mean a campaign that you put out into your marketplace, into your audience. Okay, why aren't most offers converting? Why aren't most campaigns converting? That could be you buying traffic to a Facebook ad. That could be you running marketing, campaigns, running marketing materials through an email. That could be a messenger bot. That could be a webinar. And why? So why aren't most offers converting? Number one, the first thing I see is that I do a lot of webinar reviews for a client of mine. He has clients and they do webinars. And 9 times out of 10, most of the time, they're putting way too many symptoms of what's going on in the webinar. So they might have 30 to 40 slides about you're overweight and you're sad and you're frustrated and you're annoyed and your life sucks. And they might have 20 to 30 slides with sort of telling the people how they feel. Okay. And the reason why this backfires is because people always do symptom-based marketing when their offer is not up to par. Now, I totally believe in symptom-based marketing, like where you agitate the pain and you do that through email, you do that through multiple messages. That works well. But I don't believe that I don't believe that you should insert a bunch of symptoms like, can you not write great copy? And are you frustrated? And are you overwhelmed? And are you struggling to get clients? Right. So the more that I keep adding to those symptoms of pain, the more that I'm sort of overwhelming my prospect and I'm confusing them that I don't have a great offer. Right. So if I stack the pain for 20 minutes, like you might be feeling this way and you might be feeling that way and you might be feeling this way. If I did that for, a bunch of time, but then didn't really have a great offer to put in front of you at first, then that offer would fail. Okay. And that would be a waste of everyone's time, and the reason that's why people do that, they try to stack the pain and they try to do that in terms of not having a great offer that their market wants. Okay. And it looks like this is, yeah. And so the reason why this is super important is because the more that you can have an offer that either does one or two things, and if you want to know how to do this in a greater way, if you want to ramp up the curiosity and mystery of everything that you write and everything that you create, whether that's for social media or email, go to chilesemail.com. I'm going to go in here and yeah, here we go, chilesemail.com. So that is the URL that you can go to. And again, if somebody wants to type that into the comments, I would be grateful. I do think that we are live on Facebook and YouTube right now, but this might not be working. I might have screwed the whole thing up. But if you do want to know how to do that, then go to Child's email. You can read the letter, okay? And it explains how this works, how the system works and the process works for getting higher conversions, 5, 10, 20xing anything, the power of anything that you write. Okay, but for right now, let's get back into it. Okay, so what we're doing here is we are trying to install an offer that your audience will respond to. Okay, and I'm not talking about everyone and their mom. I'm not talking about an offer because people either come into this thing thinking that everyone's going to buy and everyone's going to and everybody's going to it's going to rain money, or no one's going to buy. And it's usually somewhere in the middle where you want your margins to be high enough to where you can attract the perfect people and have more of them, and then repel the people that that you really do not want to work with, or that you can't help anyway, right? Because let's face it, the majority of the time we're not able to help most people, because most people are going to be unqualified for what we're doing. Okay, and so I'm going to be back on. Bleh, can't even talk today. It's been a long week with working with different private clients to help them increase their conversions. We had a busy email week this week. It's amazing what you can do when you go in and just tweak a few things in the emails for higher conversions more often, and get away from boring me too type of offers and copy and that kind of thing. It looks like, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. My granddad was a former governor of Florida and U.S. Senator. I appreciate that, man. That's always nice to hear that people are still thinking about him, and especially in this crazy time that we're in. So when you are trying to install these campaigns and these offers, you have to think one or two things. And again, if you want to do this, go to chilesemail.com. You can see the link right here. Let's see. There we go. Chilesemail.com. So when you're installing this in your business, what you want to do is you want to focus on, and politics is a good example of this. We all saw how Trump and Bernie focused on the major problems that they thought their audience was facing, right? Trump was like, well, it's immigration, it's crime, it's the fact that certain industries in America are going away, and what if we could reverse those things, right? And so those were his two or three big things. Bernie was like, hey, banks are greedy, and the 1% is taking over America, and what if we could reverse those things, right? That was the major problem in the offer that they put out into the marketplace. But and so that's why that stuff resonated, is because they knew what motivated their audience and what their audience wanted to buy. Okay, and they tested different things, right? You saw them test out. I mean, really, the general election and the primaries, that stuff's all about testing, and then you get into the general election. Okay, so, but the more offers you put out into the marketplace, the more you'll see what your audience wants to respond to and wants to buy from. Okay, but you're never going to know that if you're like tweaking things for 3 months, and then you're like, well, I wrote this huge sales letter or this webinar or this email campaign, or I'm going to launch this product, but I'm not really sure if people will buy or not, right? That's foolishness, because you're just wasting time. You might as well have a great offer with terrible marketing and introduce that into the marketplace, and then go from there and see who bites. So again, if you want to do this faster and increase the conversions and sales daily, weekly, monthly, or whenever you'd like them for your emails and your social media posts, things like that, go to chilesemail.com. I'll be back on later today. Thanks for watching. If you want to share this or like this with a friend, I'd appreciate it. All right. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.